Well, happy Friday. It's the Conservatorian here. I didn't watch the town halls last night. I knew it was going to be a Democrat run show on both channels. Savannah Guthrie was on with Trump, and she was debating him. Stephanopoulos here was engaging in a conversation with a buddy. Okay. So this video is not about the commentary on the two town halls. It's this moment where Joe Biden is asked a question by a progressive Democrat, young black man. He looks to be in his early 20s. He's from Harrisburg. Harrisburg's the capital of PA, but it's also an impoverished area of Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania. It's a city run by Democrats. It has massive poverty. And after watching this, this sets the tone for Biden's campaign. It's a perfect metaphor. Basically, is this guy kidding? I mean, if you listen, and that's the problem with, I think, social media. That social media doesn't really say, it's for bumper stickers. It's for the fanboys, the fangirls. Okay. It's very effective to pick sides. Dump Trump, Trumpy Trump, Blue Wave, Twitter followers, and you have MAGA this, MAGA that. It's back and forth, right? I hate you, no, I hate you, you're stupid, no, you're stupid. But if you actually listen to Biden, you can't really figure out why, according to the polls, this guy's leading. Because I don't buy it. There's no way this guy gets 63 million votes like Hillary Clinton got. And it's because of crap like this that he says anybody with a brain would walk away and say, is this guy kidding? Is he serious? We're not going to play the whole thing. I want you to watch just a smidget. I'm going to break it up a little bit because he says some things that are, I mean, you got to just, it's got to shake the cobwebs. You got to shake the cobwebs out. Like, what is he saying? First off, he doesn't answer the guy's question. So here's his question.
From Cedric Humphrey. He's a student from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, progressive Democrat.
Don't jump, Cedric. You look like you're way up there.
Okay. Thank you, George. And good evening, former Vice President Biden. Many people believe that the true swing demographic in this election will be black voters under the age of 30.
He's right. He's right. It will.
Not because they'll be voting for Trump, but because they won't vote at all. I myself have had this exact same conflict. So my question for you then is, besides you ain't black, what do you have to say to young black voters who see voting for you as further participation in a system that continually fails to protect them?
Well, I say, first of all, as my buddy John Lewis said, it's a sacred opportunity to right to vote. It can make a difference. If young black women and men vote, you can determine the outcome of this election. Not a joke. You can do that. And the next question is, am I worthy of your vote? Can I earn your vote? And the answer is, there's two things I think that I care, and I've demonstrated I care about my whole career. One is, in addition to dealing with a criminal justice system to make it fair and make it more decent, we have to be able to put black Americans in a position to be able to gain wealth, generate wealth. And so you look at what that entails. It entails everything from early education. That's why I'm supporting making sure that we in Title I schools, as you know,
Government.
schools with the least tax base to be able to support their schools. I increased the funding for them from 15 to $45 billion. That allows every teacher in that school to make up to $60,000. And the problem now is they're leaving the schools. They're not there. We're short about 1.5 million teachers, 1.25 million teachers.
They're leaving because the urban school districts are a disaster. Not because of the job that teachers are doing. It's because the schools are failing the kids by not addressing behavioral concerns. They're letting the students run the school. There's no discipline. Kids are coming from homes where there's no discipline. There's no expectations. So when they go to school, and there's white kids in there too. I'm not saying this is all a black issue. There are white kids that are in urban schools. It's all about standards. And you're starting to see that in public schools, where there's a lack of accountability, and now they want more money. And that's what Biden is saying. We're just going to give you more money. It'll fix the problem.
Number two, every 3 and 4 and 5-year-old will go to school, not daycare, school. And with all the great universities, including the one you've gone to.
Okay, I'm going to move it forward. He's not answering the question. He says, because, you ain't black. So Biden never addressed that. He said, you ain't black. He should have said, listen, I'm sorry I said that. I should have said that. But he just went right over it, okay? And it goes on. And then, so Stephanopoulos finally says, all right, did that answer your question? Hold on. And it goes on. He talks about redlining. He's just talking to the kid. This is a kid. I mean, it's a young man. He's saying to the young man, listen, you need more government. That's what you need. And I'm going to tell you need it. And I'm going to tell you why you need it. Not individualism, not liberty, collectivism, more government. So get ready, young man, because I'm coming at you with the smiles and the plans, but it's more bureaucracy. You know, it hasn't worked in the cities. Okay.
We're the same age, and we split our differences if we're the same age, and we went to the same builder to buy us each the same home. But my home was in a white neighborhood on one side of a highway, and yours is in a black neighborhood. Same exact home. Your home will start off being valued 29% less than my home.
Stephanopoulos is going to come in very shortly to say, all right, is this done?
You'll be taxed more for it. We've got to end this. That's what got me involved in politics in the first place, a thing called redlining. We can change so much that we can do so much to change the circumstances to give people a real opportunity.
Cedric, did you hear what you needed?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just saying, do you hear what you needed to hear?
I think so.
No. See, Cedric was turned off. Biden didn't answer any question, and this kid's he's too smart for that. He knows. You can see it on his face. Am I going to vote for this? This is the guy that cares supposedly about the black community. He just gave me a bunch of nonsense answer. He just rambled. I think so. It's just being nice. It's a joke answer.
Well, there's a lot more if you're going to hang around afterwards, I'll tell you more.
Okay.
Let's get it.
No, but I really mean it. It is the key. Look, this is the way every other, how do most, like my dad, he lost his job up in Scranton. And it took him 3 years to be able to move down to Delaware, to Claymont, Delaware, little steel town, and send us home to our grandpa to live with him. We finally got back. We lived in apartments, became 6 and 8 housing much later. It was normal apartments. But it took him 5 years to be able to buy a home. Well, we bought a 3-bedroom home with 4 kids and a grandpa living with us, but it accumulated wealth. You build up wealth. That's how middle-class folks make it. They build up wealth. Then he was
Right. They build up wealth because guys like you are out of the way. Lower regulations. Taxes were lower. Okay? This guy wants to get rid of the tax cuts. It'll get rid of all of the tax cuts for everybody, not just the super rich. Everybody. Tax cuts go away. But he's given some nonsense story, like he's from Scranton. He left Scranton when he was 6. He's not from Scranton. He's from Wilmington, Delaware.
able to borrow a little against that to be able to help us get to
Here's the
school,
key
those kinds
point.
of
Watch
things.
this.
It's about accumulating wealth. And you're behind an 8 ball. The vast majority of people of color are behind an 8 ball.
If I was this young man, I don't care what my color is, that's insulting. That's what I teach my kids about, is empowerment. Making it, succeeding. Not you're behind the 8 ball. Yes, if you live in poverty, there is some challenges, but the message is you need to work hard. I will help you get you there. I will provide you the opportunity. Not just give you a bunch of stuff and say I'm going to help you and fix things for you. You're behind the 8 ball? What kind of BS is that? That's insulting to this kid. Look, because he's black And he talks about people of color. Because they're people of color, they're behind the 8 ball. What a clown. What a complete... He is so out of touch.
And it's the same way what's going on now with all this money that's been voted. What's happened? You go to the bank if you're a black businessman, and the president fired the only inspector general to oversee all this help coming from the Congress. And what happens? You go in and they say, do you have an account here? No. Do you have a credit card with this? No. Have you borrowed from us before? No. We bail these suckers out. They're not liable for any of the money, but they still won't rent it. They still won't lend it to you.
If you go to a bank and you have a credit score that's above 700, you're going to get loans. I'm sorry. This nonsense that if you're a person of color, you go in, you're not going to get a loan.
You got to change that. It's about accumulating wealth.
Okay. If you're a person of color, you're behind the 8 ball. That's the mantra. Okay, real quick. This is Joe Biden's home. This is his vacation home. Okay? Get the point? He's out of touch. He's been in government since 1973, since he took office as a 29-year-old kid. He's done nothing but government. He hasn't worked a day in his life. It's from Town and Country magazine, Joe Biden's real estate. Okay, Greenville, Delaware. Upscale suburb. He doesn't care about people in the cities. He doesn't care. Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Another house in Virginia, outside of D.C. Former home, Greenville, Delaware. This guy's gotten rich off government, and that kid should have just turned his back and walked away. And kudos to that kid, because he was talked down to. You're behind. I would have said, kiss my ass. Alright. Well, let me know what you think. And we only have a few more days to this election, so it's very important you get out and vote. Please don't vote for this clown. He doesn't care, and hopefully when the polls are said and done, we see right through him. Have a nice weekend. Take care.